Hi! Today we're gonna be trying out something that I've always wanted to do on the channel. I've heard from older people, my parents, my grandmother, my family, the older people in my family. They've always told me that Davao City is very different now compared to before. And I've always been curious, like, how was Davao like before? So today, we are going to be looking at what Davao was and compare it to what Davao is now. Now, I found a bunch of pictures online, and all of the pictures that I found here are courtesy of Davao's colorized past. And so, we're gonna be doing this today. I am excited to show you what Davao was before and then compare it to what Davao looks like now. Also, I'm changing my current outfit. Like, I wasn't feeling the one that I was wearing, so yeah, we're changing it. We're gonna be visiting some places in downtown Davao City. We're just gonna visit them one by one, and then I'll talk about them and if I have any memories of those places. So yeah, let's go. Alright, here we are at the first place. So, I remember going to this place, like, a lot when I was a child. And, the picture that I have to show you definitely fits, my memory of the place. So, here, I'll show you guys. Drop it. That was the McDonald's from, like, 2001, I think. This McDonald's has been there for a really long time, and I remember, like, back in my childhood, we would always, like, go to the drive-thru, and then we would order, like, a bunch of food there. So many memories in this place. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to order something. Okay, so in this video, we're actually not just going to be comparing old Davao to present-day Davao. A part of learning about the history is to take a look at historical records. So I recently met with Johnny of HistoryKaron to talk about his project.
So HistoryKaron is the name of the project or name of the Facebook page that we have right now that's trying to raise awareness about some of what we're doing right now. So you grew up here, you know a lot of history from just being here and hearing it from people.
Yeah.
But for people who didn't grow up in Davao, it's really hard to learn about the history here because there are only a few books and there's very little online that you can find. Ang layunin ng project ng HistoryKaron ay maging mas madali yung pag-aaral ng history dito sa Davao. And we're doing that by gumawa ng unang digital library ng mga lumang newspapers dito sa Davao City.
So what they're doing is they're taking the newspaper archives from the different publications of Davao City, some dating as far back as the 70s, and they take pictures of every single page. The photos are then uploaded to a computer where it's processed, allowing the text in the photos to be readable, and then all of this is uploaded into a database.
So behind me, we have 4 people who are helping me, and sila ang pinakamahalagang tao sa buong process. Kasi ang trabaho nila ay ang pinakamahirap. Kasi they have to take a picture of every single page. And if we don't get a good picture of every single page, then the rest of the process is totally useless. So they've been working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the last 2 months, I think, to take a picture of every single scan. We are here in Pedro Street. And this is a very, very old street here in Davao City, and there's like a lot of things are in here. So you've got the City Hall. You also have like a bunch of parks over there. Like you've got Osmeña Park somewhere over there. You also have San Pedro Church over there. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, the thing that I wanted to show you was how it looked like before. As you can see, so much has changed. Like,
the islands are gone, and then it's been replaced by cars now. San Pedro Church looks different now, but the buildings are still there. Like the buildings still look this. I mean, not the same, but like the buildings that are standing are still there, and like, you know, even though it looks different, it's still there. So very interesting. Also, did you know that the Jeeps were really, like, they look so different. They look so different from before. Also, I'm very sweaty because I've been riding around the city like the whole day. Alright, so this place is definitely one of the more interesting places here in the city architecturally. This place used to be a very popular theater house back in the 1970s. I remember my grandma told me that this place was one of the air-conditioned movie houses of Davao City. So could you imagine, like, this place is still standing, like right now, like up until now, like it's still here. Although it looks very, very run down and very different, and the building looks very, very not as it was before, but it's still very interesting that it's still here. So yeah, this was Golden Theater of Davao.
We're making a digital library because right now there's all these incredible resources. There are hundreds of thousands of pages of newspapers right here, but it's quite difficult to access them. And even if you have the privilege of coming into the Ateneo and getting access to them in the Now Times, if you want to find out about a specific thing or find out about a specific person, if you don't know the issue to go look at, you're going to spend a crazy amount of time sifting through newspapers. Davao has been largely misunderstood, and that's a lot of the stereotypes that you're totally familiar with. That for people in Manila, they think, oh my God, how could you go to Davao? Ang takot. Diba? So Davao, of course, is not like that. It was a different story in the 1980s, but so much has changed since the 1980s. But you only know that if you know the history. And so what we're trying to do is help correct some of those misunderstandings. We hope that this will make it easier for everybody in Davao to learn about it, and also for people from outside of Davao to have the same easier access to Davao's history, so they can learn what actually happened and get beyond some of the stereotypes.
Getting to talk with Johnny and taking a look at Davao in the eyes of newspapers past have helped me see that this city has a colorful history. Like, did you know that the Kadayawan Festival used to be called Apo Duwaling Festival? And that in 1981, Pope John Paul II visited the city? You know, I wouldn't have known these things if it wasn't for the resources that HistoryKaron have shared. Oh my God, I'm getting really bad helmet hair, but that doesn't matter because we're here at another stop. So for this one is I think one of the biggest changes in my opinion, because there used to be a thing here and now it's gone. So here it is. So yeah, this is the Santa Ana Avenue Rotonda, which is now gone. I don't know where it went. They probably took it off. There used to be a hotel here, and the road used to be thinner, and there used to be a lot more trees, but now it just looks like this. Alright, this last photo is probably the oldest photo that I have in my records. So this one, this photo dates back to 1916, and it was a photo of back when it was still Davao Mission Hospital. Now it's called Brokenshire Hospital, and the Brokenshire Hospital actually moved to a different part of the city. The building that now stands where Davao Mission Hospital used to be is actually Grand Menseng Hotel, and it's this. That photo looked like it didn't even have roads. Look at the place now. There's concrete. There's not much trees anymore, and like a lot of people like passing through this street. It's so interesting. to think about it.
Learning about the history of Davao and actually seeing it for myself has been such an eye-opener. Yes, we cannot deny that Davao had a turbulent past, and I fully believe that we should acknowledge and remember those times. But the Davaoenos have worked so hard to make this city into the bustling and thriving place it is today. Having access to historical records like the photos of Davao's colorized past and the HistoryKaron database, I feel are important in being able to see for ourselves how much has changed in Davao City. When we remember our past, the good and the bad, the more we understand our present and see how we can move to a better future.
So the most important thing that you can do is look at what we're posting and see if it excites you. And if it does get you excited, tell your friends about it and get them excited about it. Because the first thing that we need everybody to know about is that this resource exists. And if people start talking about it, and then word gets around and people start deciding that they'd really like to use it, that this could be helpful, for example, for a teacher who wants to assign something about local history so that their kids will learn about it, then that's the first step. Get excited about what we're doing if you think it's worth supporting. Because once there are enough people who support the project, then we think that naturally the conversations will start with the copyright holders and with the owners of the scans, that they can start putting together something that will be long-term and sustainable and accessible here in Davao. So along those lines, if you work at a local business and you think that this would be a good part of your corporate social responsibility agenda, for example, and you want to sponsor this, you should reach out to the Ateneo de Davao. You should reach out to the Mindanao Times and the Davao Historical Society and tell them this is something that you care about and you want to get behind it. Because they know about this project and they're looking for ways to help make it happen, and they could really use your support.
All right, I'm home, and finally, we were able to visit all of the places I wanted to visit today. I am so happy. The fact that we were able to also visit Johnny earlier was actually really cool. Dili ko katuo na mao tong itsura sa Davao tong una. My grandma, my mom were right. Davao used to be so different to what it is now. I'm gonna end today's vlog happy, fulfilled, knowing that I have seen the history of Davao City and have seen how far we've come. So until next vlog, I guess I will see you guys soon. Bye!